p.m. slot of Project Lockdown, hosted by Webcon. I'm your host still. I think so. I haven't gotten fired yet. Andrew, also known as Birdbrains NYC, and today we have Natalia, and we have Mike, also Michael, also NecroMonkey, also whatever other name you want to call him. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good.
Doing well.
So, quarantine, huh?
It's a killer.
What you drinking?
It's a matcha latte in place of coffee. I'm trying to wean off of too much caffeine so I don't pull too many all-nighters, but so far it's kind of worked okay, but I still need that cold brew. So.
I feel like if you take Sour Patch Kids and you crush them up and then you add some Skittles on there and like one Jolly Rancher, you might have the same effect as caffeine. I don't know.
All of those things put together, though, it sounds more complicated.
No, you take a Laffy Taffy and you stretch it out, then you fill the center of it with Nerds, and then roll it back up, and then eat that.
Hey, that's how Nerds Rope was created, by the way, because someone did that. Nerds Rope is so good. I love Nerds Rope.
I hope they got royalties for that.
Nah, probably not.
I'm putting
Probably not. You know how the world works.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, I don't know if you guys tuned in before, but we had Rolling Pins and we had Raven's Ornament on, and that was fun. We had a lot of silly antics, some fun stories, so I hope we can continue this as well. We are not broadcasting now in New York. Now we have North Carolina and Washington, which is pretty cool. How's it been for you guys? Notice anything different besides, your house getting stir crazy in it?
I work from home.
Yeah,
so
not too stir crazy. Same.
I worked from home for the last 3-4 years, so this was like, nothing's changed. I've had nothing different, other than for a while it was hard to find toilet paper.
That's when you start taking more showers. See? Life hack. Until your water bill gets run up and you can't figure out why I did that. Oh, man. So, I don't know. It's been fun when you stare at your wall all day and you're like, wow, I need to really change this. And then you go and buy stuff online that you forget about and you get it 3 months later. It's literally happened to me right now. I'm waiting for a package that I didn't get for 2 months.
I have not run into that one yet.
Lucky. Must be nice. I was on the phone with customer service for 2.5 hours when they told me that they shipped it to the store, even though the store is closed. And then proceeded to tell me afterwards, they said, oh, that's not the store address, that's your address. We haven't sent it out yet. It's still in the warehouse. Yeah.
I have a 2-year-old who thinks everything is instantaneous. So he'll see something, declare loudly that he wants it, and then stand by the door waiting for it to show up.
It's not how it works?
Apparently, he thinks it is. He is all for that instant gratification, trying to explain to a 2-year-old that mail takes time. No. And then we're kind of spoiled because being south of Seattle, a lot of the Amazon stuff is next day or same day. So when it's something that's not that way, he's like, just stands by the door. It's like, mail's not here, buddy. Mail.
You just got to start making fake packages and just leave them at your door.
I figured he would die. When I was a kid, it was like you put in there and it flat out said 6 to 8 weeks after processing, you might see something.
The good old days. Remember when you used to go outside to talk to your friends? That was fun too.
Wasn't that the last decade? Oh yeah.
I don't know. This whole year feels like a decade.
Every day feels like a week to me. That is something that's a little different because I've been kind of head first and doing a lot of Kickstarter projects since October of last year. And so I've just kind of not really invented more things to do to stay distracted from everything, but definitely like being in the zone and looking back up and being like, oh, we're still in this, just hoping that one of these, by the time it's done or fulfillment happens, that it's over now. Like we can go back to, seeing people face to face. But
my favorite game, I think, from quarantine has to be, guess what day of the week it is? Because I've been wrong every single time that I forgot today was Saturday.
I thought today was Sunday. I was like, oh shit, did I forget the
I thought it was Sunday too.
Lockdown.
I have work days and then days I'm not supposed to work, but I probably still work.
Oh, that would kill you, dude.
And then I've probably actually been out in the sun more since COVID than ever before COVID, because I have an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old. So when they announced, when we thought schools were going to close, I dipped into my retirement and had my entire yard gutted. We had trees and blackberry bushes, gutted it completely, fenced it in because I didn't have a fence, and then put up a $2,000 play set for them because they have no place they can go. They can't go to the parks and stuff. So I spend more times outside with my kids since this than I am the darkest I have probably been since I was 3 when I lived in Hawaii.
Were you originally from there?
I'm a brat. And then I was in the military. So more time in Western Washington, any place else. And the sun's optional. I kind of don't like it, but.
Why? You look like you go out often. What are you talking about?
Now, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I'm used to be more of a, I don't know, ghost white shade. Almost translucent.
No.
Translucent.
You get a nice color on the transparency. So, yeah, so for the folks that don't know what you guys do, we're just going to talk about you. We're going to see what you're working on, any fun projects, what's your favorite color. We'll just, random spitballing. I think we'll start with Natalia first because we'll just be proper and have the ladies go first. If you want to spread the word of your business, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, thank you. So, hi, I'm Natalia. I run MystoPress. I'm an illustrator and indie comics artist. I'm currently staring at pencils for the latest comic I'm working on for a Kickstarter that's going to launch in October. I am running very behind on that. But otherwise, I sell other comics I've made, zines, stickers, art prints. Got a few examples here to show. These are all on the WebCon Discord channel. So if you're in WebCon this weekend or next week, I'm MystoPress under that. Got some nice vinyl stickers. They're safe to put in your car. So yeah, lots of eerie, creepy stuff is kind of what I'm good at. So just been working on that stuff and doing a lot of virtual cons. Obviously this year, I'm sad I couldn't go to SPX. That was the big one. That would have been in September.
You can still go.
Technically, there wouldn't be anything there, but yeah, the first time I went to SPX was actually last year, and I was so inspired by everybody that I was like, yeah, I'm going to start making books now. I've been planning to for a long time, but life just kind of made it so I never got around to it. So I guess if I do get to table next year, provided we're ready to have events next year, I'll have hopefully a lot more stuff. So yeah.
So you do comic books? Is that what your main product is comic books, correct?
Yeah. Right now I have a couple that are up as digital downloadable comics. So that was one of the big things actually that I started doing because of COVID and sort of the very vague state of the post office, especially right now, was I have all these comics that I finished and I can't really afford to print them, or not sure if I could print them and ship them, what that was going to look like. So I just offered up digital PDFs on my website.
Where do you have those?
Yeah, so my store is MystoPress.com /store. And yeah, so those are available there. So the latest thing I'm actually working on is a sequel book to this one, which is Paroxysm. It's a horror anthology that's got comics and poetry, illustrations by a couple of other independent artists, such as myself, and I have a vampire comic in it that I made. And it was one of the first things that I could actually like hold in my hand that I finished. So that kind of motivated me to keep going. And, yeah, I'm actually working on my 4th comic now.
Damn. When did you start doing it?
Like in general or just?
Yeah, like when did you start doing comics? Like, did you start like recently, or you've been doing it for years? Or?
I've been doing comics kind of on and off. Never published anything. I was actually in the grad school hell 3 years ago, so that was kind of what took up most of my time. And then after that, I still teach like classes and workshops sometimes at some of our local nonprofits here in North Carolina, and I do a lot of like drawing and comics classes and digital illustration classes. And eventually it was like, well, I'm teaching people how to make this stuff so they can go make it. So, you know, when is it going to be time for me to have time to make my own? So I have a friend, Lucy Kagan, who's an illustrator, and she goes by Cotton Book on Instagram. And she had just come back from working in New York and was, you know, producing zines. Yeah. Producing zines on her own, you know, through Kickstarter. And so I learned a lot from her. Tell me all your secrets, you know, how did you actually make these things happen? And so that was very, very helpful, because now that I know how to do it, I just keep doing it.
So are you, so a lot of the artists are promoting, they're doing discounts or various things for WebCon. Are you doing anything in particular or something you want to
write? Yeah, so if you use discount code WebCon on my store, you can get 25% off of the original Paroxysm book. Hopefully the second one will be launching on Kickstarter in October, just like this one. And yeah, that's kind of my main thing. And as part of one of the higher rewards, I've saved a couple of copies of this book so that people can actually order both at the same time.
Oh, that'd be cool.
When the second comes out. Yeah, I unfortunately could only afford to do a small run of the first book. So hopefully, you know, if it catches on, I can reprint them, you know, but gotta use what we got.
So, okay, so that's at your store. It's MystoPress.com.
MystoPress, yeah.
/store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you go to just the regular website, there's just links to all of my work, and you can learn about some of the other comics and projects I've been up to. So
I'm gonna check that out later. I got some downtime before the 5 p.m. slot. I can check it out.
For sure.
Have you learned anything new in quarantine? Did you learn how to make sourdough bread or paint chips, or I don't know what people do?
I learned how to use Zoom. I was deathly afraid of it until this past summer. I had to do some virtual summer camps, so I've been kind of on a learning curve. Thankfully, I had a very chill bunch of high school students that were just kind of like, oh yeah, we can't see your video, so you got to go over here. And, you know, it was like, okay, thanks.
Did you get pranked on by any of them?
Surprisingly, no. You would think so, but
they should have pranked you.
Yeah, I've taught high school kids and I've taught college age kids, and honestly, the high school ones are the chillest, which is not something you expect. But I do. Oh.
No, I was saying if I was to be a teacher, it would have to be high school kids, because the amount of sarcasm that flows through my body would be perfect.
I know. Yeah. I know what it was like to be a cranky teenager, because I've been drawing about as early as I can remember. And I was
an angel. I said I was an angel in high school. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what that must have been like, so.
I don't know. But have you learned, so did you pick up any like new art styles? Did you try anything different from what you usually work on, or?
You could say that, because I launched MystoPress in February, March of this year. And before then, I was doing a lot of other types of styles. Because one thing in grad school, you know, you're trying to get that demo reel, that portfolio going, and you think, okay, I got to stretch my art muscles to high heaven. you know, until they break. And that was very helpful, and I learned a lot. But the work I do now, that's up on MystoPress, is the stuff I was doing before grad school. I kind of came back into it, actually. So that was interesting. I did all the experimentation before, and now I'm like more focused and strategic with the kind of projects I do and work that I do. So yeah, it's almost kind of like a reverse, I guess, as people now are trying new things. And I do know friends who have made sourdough.
So. If I see one more sourdough recipe, I'm going to shoot myself. But so you went back and started honing your craft. What projects are you working on currently? If you have any that you want to show or
speak about. Might be hard to show here, but I could kind of show. Can you screen share on here?
Yeah, sure. You can screen share if you want.
Let me see.
Now you can.
Oh, nice.
I feel like a magician. Every time I say something, it magically happens. Yeah, it's like there's someone else in the room helping me with this. But I can't tell because I can't hear her laughing.
So I don't know if you can see it right now.
Yeah, this is cool. So is this a comic or what?
Yeah, these are pencils I'm working on for the comic that's going to go in the second Paroxysm anthology.
Okay.
And it's about it's an art student horror story, so you can imagine.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the story is. So it sounds like your life.
Yeah, it's 2 junior art students. They're getting ready for junior review, and this one drawing teacher is a piece of shit and keeps bullying one of the students. And so they kind of come across something that can be seen as possibly what got them to be renewed in their vigor for drawing, but it kind of gets out of hand, and that's all I'm going to say.
You're drawing this all in Photoshop?
Yeah,
okay.
I do all my pencils and inks in Photoshop. I do like doing traditional inking, but this is just a lot easier for me to be more fluid in how I, move things around, because I'm very messy. As you can see, these pencils are super messy.
No, what are you talking about? Not at all.
Yeah. And it just helps me to kind of rearrange things, because I do thumbnails on paper, but it's easier to not be so committed when you have the ability to move things around versus when you lay something down on paper. You're like, oh, but I drew it and I don't want to erase it because that's too much work. And so yeah, so that's what I've been staring at for the past 3 days.
Oh God.
Yeah, I've been in pencil hell, as I would call it.
I just saw her. I saw her note, magic assistant.
Yeah.
See, I'm still learning about. When we were doing the first interview, I didn't realize there was a chat button until the very end, and then I realized all the things that were written there, and I was like, oh, I could have noticed that, way before, but
yeah.
Once again, learning new things.
Yeah.
But so are you on social media at all? Are you promoting that way?
Yep. So I have a new Facebook page, so facebook.com/MystoPress. I've been trying to post more often there, but on Instagram is where I'm most active, and that is Mysto Draws.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
and yep. And I also recently made a Patreon under MystoPress. There's nothing really there right now. It was just sort of, I want to make one, and hopefully if someone's interested.
His name, I'm a fake nerd. I have no idea what Patreon is. I've heard it. I've heard
Patreon. Yeah. So Patreon is kind of like a Kickstarter, but ongoing. So people can back you for $1 a month, $3 a month, however long. You have different tiers, and you can post content weekly, monthly, as you're working on projects or just creating content. So a lot of YouTubers use Patreon to basically fund their content, and especially a lot of artists. So I have been hearing about it for a while and decided to jump on it. So right now I have only one tier for $3 a month. I actually give you a free digital copy of one of the recent comics I finished. And also just like newsletters, work in progress stuff. And sometimes on Instagram I'll post what my people in Animal Crossing are up to. So kind of not creepy, but trying to spice it up.
Basically, what you're trying to tell me is Patreon is like an OnlyFans page for artists.
Possibly. I'm not very familiar with OnlyFans.
That's all right. That's fine.
So I guess maybe they're similar.
You gotta get with the lingo of the new hip era we're in.
Yeah, gotta get in with the kids.
Those kids and their dang slang. That's cool though. Like, so you're mostly active on Instagram. Are you showing updates? What are you
Yeah, I post nice pictures of my work and latest illustrations. I'm trying to actually do more work in progress posts. It's just hard because all the stuff I do is so like polished, and I never think people want to see like what I just showed you. All the messy.
The fun thing is that I'm realizing this now, and I never realized it. So one of my buddies that I follow, his name is Beast Rec. I don't know if you've ever heard of Beast Boy or Beast Rec. He's like a huge horror guy, and he does all these prints for like shirts, stickers, and all that. And
nice.
So we were talking. He was telling me about how a lot of people have been asking him for like work in progress because they don't know how he does and all this. And he gets so many views and like all these likes and everything just on work in progress. But like his stuff is like full blown, polished, precise everything. And the way he works is like smooth. It's so weird.
Wow.
And he tells me to do it. And I was like, if you saw my screen, you would probably shoot yourself because I have like 30 things all plastered everywhere. But yeah, work in progress. Good idea to do.
Yeah, I've got a lot of. So when I finish comics, I just go, hey, I finished this, go buy it or go read it. And I actually was showing some of my stuff to a friend recently, and she was like, based on your Instagram, I hardly know you make comics, so you need to start posting panels and pages. I was like, you're right. That's all the stuff I already made that I don't have to think about. So that's definitely something I'll do, especially this coming month leading up to October with the new Paroxysm Kickstarter. I'll definitely be sharing more pages of the original and just stuff I've been working on for this one. So yeah, maybe I'll start posting more messy, creepy sketches.
Yeah, people love it, man. But so I don't know if Brianna has the link, but you'll probably send it to us later anyway for your Kickstarter so that we can send it out to everyone, and then we'll have.
Yeah. So right now there isn't like a pre-launch page for it, but it'll come up next month.
You haven't created it yet? Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to launch in October, and usually like a week or two before you send it for Kickstarter review, just to approve of everything, and then like a pre-launch link is there so you can look at it. But I do have, so if you look up MystoPress on Kickstarter, you can find the page to the original Paroxysm Kickstarter and a poetry and art zine that I created with my sister, who wrote all the nightmare-themed poems that go in it. So, because I think everyone gets a creator page on Kickstarter, so you can look at like what people have backed and what people have made.
I've never done it before, so I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, or you can Google Paroxysm and hopefully that'll come up. I'm not sure how Google does
we'll figure it out.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
We're still in quarantine. We'll still figure it. We have time.
We're all learning together.
But it's cool. So just so everyone remembers, your discount for this weekend is 25% off on the new book, correct?
Yep. 25% off this book. I do have a digital PDF of it for $10, but yeah, for limited time you can get it for $15 plus shipping, and hopefully it will get delivered to you in a reasonable amount of time.
I'm going to hire a bunch of carrier pigeons, and that's how I'm going to start sending mail now.
Okay, yeah.
I think they're reliable.
Hit me up with that, yeah, if you have any spare pigeons.
But so yeah, your website is MystoPress.com. check it out. Take advantage of that discount. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in and talking.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us.
And the wonderful man to your, well, my right. I don't know if he's on your left or however Zoom sets up this thing. Mike, you there?
I am. Can you hear me this time?
What's going on, Mike?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Why not? Why? You don't think anything should be going on in the world at all?
So I work IT for healthcare normally, so I'm busy 10, 12 hours a day.
Show off.
Sorry, I don't mean to flaunt the job. Sorry.
It's all good.
Job? What's that? Full time?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So for me, most of the art stuff I do is more hobby and fun, as opposed to this is my career. And I don't think I'm good at it, which is really confident when I'm trying to sell it.
Oh, no, that's how you do it. Confidence always builds keys in sales. That's why I never use it.
It's reverse psychology, right?
Yeah. You know, don't look at that. It's crap. You're not gonna like it. Don't touch. Oh, you do like it. Well, I guess I could sell it to you.
You know, it actually
if
worked.
You insist.
When I was at New York Comic Con, so I was selling with a friend at the time. This was like 4 years ago, and I was just telling people, I was like, hey, don't come. I would literally just tell people, hey, don't come to my booth. All this stuff sucks. And people were like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, bullshit. It sucks. Just keep moving. And the guy would be like, no, let me go check it out. And they literally would walk up and be like, dude, why would you say that? I was like, I don't know. Did it work? You wanted to buy stuff? And he goes, yeah. I was like, well, haha, I got you. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. It's like
stuff
free
sucks. You don't want it. Don't buy this. Then they feel sorry. You're like, we'll boost his confidence, and then that'll be my whole thing. Like, I'll be the downer that doesn't appreciate his art, and then someone will just keep buying it because they think it'll make me feel better.
No, what you do is you tell them, like, what you say is it's to help fund your prosthetic leg that you don't need right now, and then boom.
But you might.
Yeah.
You never know, man. See, that's what you got to do. So maybe that's what we got to do. We're going to start promoting that if you buy all the stuff at WebCon, it goes to fund all the prosthetic legs that we don't need right now.
Mine doesn't go to a prosthetic leg. Mine actually goes to a $14,000 dog surgery.
Yeah, well, way to really hit the sob story there, Mike. Thanks.
That's what it is. Our new adoption needs 2 ACL surgeries at almost $7,000 a piece.
So what you're trying to tell me is, and I should stress this enough, if you go to WebCon today and you do not buy something from Mike's shop,
you're making my 2-year-old cry.
Yeah, 2-year-old, and the mail isn't here, so another 2-year-old's gonna cry as well. Yeah,
that's a pretty hard sell.
See, now you wish it was still the prosthetic leg. See, Mike, you're getting the hang of selling.
I've always found tip jars to be helpful at when we used to vend at tables, because people will like, yeah, if if paying $5 for something is too much and they have like some change, they'll just. I mean, I made pretty good during a weekend just on tips alone or donations. If you put like donate to the artist, people might feel
we
bad about it.
The national coin shortage that we have in this world now. It's your fault.
I knew they were going somewhere.
Well, this was a few years ago, so I haven't done one since.
Nope.
Damage done.
And actually, this is my first con of any kind, so.
Yeah? Woohoo!
Yep.
Nice.
I'm so proud. So, for the people that don't know, or anyone really, because you don't like to advertise at all, why don't you tell everyone about you?
Don't say I don't advertise. I think I advertise lockdown more than anybody else in your group.
You're damn right. You're also the only one that was actually positive in the whole thing.
So what you're saying is, who am I and what I do?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Sure.
So I started probably about 10 years ago with, if people aren't familiar, Kid Robot company does vinyl toys.
But that company, never heard of them. I'm joking.
So I started buying them, and I started finding out that people paint them. And then so I started doing it, and actually probably the biggest Facebook group for it is mine with several thousand people. But so I take them and I strip all the crap off of them, and then I repaint them to look like zombies or nice little cyborg.
When you show it, put your hand behind it like this so that you can see it. There we go.
That's nice.
So
that's actually cool.
This is one I just finished, and he glows in the dark.
Oh, that's cool.
Sweet.
So I did it for a while, and then I decided to try and have a family, or did have a family.
You tried and you were successful.
I was successful.
That's
being
good.
noisy upstairs. So I kind of stopped it.
Okay.
And then, as if you're not familiar, Playful Gorilla drew out my logo for me years ago from a sketch. And I started watching him come out with more things. I'm like, you know what? I can do some of that stuff. So now I have a couple little NecroMonkey pins and stickers. And I right now I try to do. I don't like to do stuff that belongs to other people, so I don't like to do as much fan art. I have no problem with people that do fan art and parodies of other stuff, but I try to keep it all.
And I would be out of business then if you hated me.
I try to, and it's kind of harder, try to create my own. And when you're with an original idea that's not well known, is a lot harder to come up with. But the whole NecroMonkey thing started one day. I just drew a sketch of a zombie monkey, and I said I like that, and I noticed a bunch of other artists went by some kind of name, so I was kind of throwing names that kind of sound together, and instead of zombie monkey I went with NecroMonkey, and then I found out there's a Swedish band called NecroMonkey, so now I've got to pay for or try to be bigger than them, so no one knows who they are, they don't know who I am, so I think we're both on the level playing field.
Or what you do is you collab with them.
I was gonna say,
make them wear all your pins, and they throw all your dunnies out into the crowd.
That could work.
See, marketing, always marketing.
Always marketing. So I just started recently getting back into it and having fun. The hard part right now is trying to figure out what I do and do not have, because I grab my paints now and I'm like, that one looks, nope, that's a block of nothing now. Let me go find another paint.
So you do mostly, so you're doing customs?
Yeah, mostly customs right now. The other thing I like to do that's harder because it's not visual is I like to write. So I'm working on a series of short stories that are based around NecroMonkey, who in this world is a kind of very anime, but it's like he's a guy that works for this organization that polices the world for the oddball stuff, mutants, aliens, things like that. And that's his code name is NecroMonkey. But it's a bunch of short stories that kind of just attach to him a little bit.
Do you have any of them made already, or is this a work in progress right now?
It's all work in progress. I write when I can between work and dad time, I guess would be the best way to put it. I have a 2-year-old that does not understand boundaries or time, so once he gets a little bit older, it'll be a lot easier, but I write when I can, and then I paint when I can.
That's cool.
So where can we find all of your stuff? What's your website, your store?
The website is necro-monkey.com.
Okay.
Most of my activity though is on Instagram, and that's necro_monkey. And then from there, most of the stuff gets cross-posted to my Twitter, which is necro_monkey, and then Facebook, which is NecroMonkey Presents, because Facebook doesn't let you have an underscore.
It would be amazing if they could just, like, when you create a brand, that it would literally it would shoot to all the pages, right? And you would have the consistency of the same name in every single time. Because, like, with Facebook, I have BirdBrains. Instagram is BirdBrains NYC. My email is BirdBrainsNY. It's like all different. It's all different. So I'm like trying to figure out if there's a way that they could possibly do that, where you just punch it in, See, this is a brand new idea. Brianna knows this because I started this in the 1 o'clock of different ideas to help with artists. So the second idea is to go with the app, because my app idea from 1 p.m. was when you have a list of 50 things that you're designing, you put it into the app, and what it does, it gives you a daily reminder, hey, you got to work on this, you got to work on that. And then Raven shot me down and said that she used to do it already. So the second idea is going to be a way that you can generate a name and it shoots out to all platforms so that you're staying consistent with the brand.
You type in your name and it does a name check and tells you it's available on all of them or none of them, and you just keep, so you find one that you can do everywhere.
See, that, I'm 2 for 2, Brian. I'm 2 for 2. Let's see if I can do this at 5 o'clock. I doubt it.
And then the only other thing I'm working on right now is I'm designing out some stickers based off an old World War II cartoon called Private Snafu.
Yeah, I saw that. I like it. I like it.
For people that aren't aware, the Army got with Warner Brothers during World War II to have them animate videos for the less educated soldier on things like reminder to take your malaria pills, talking about your work to get you killed. And so this character is public domain, and you know what? I can probably share.
Yep. Yeah, Private Snafu is now on there.
So I am doing these in Illustrator, which is pretty funny because my artistic skills is about those of a stick figure. But this is Private Snafu, and I'm going to do a bunch of stickers based off the character or off of them. And then I'm going to, because it's public domain, like I said, I don't, unless the Army comes after me, but oh well. I'm going to do some stickers, and if those do well, maybe do some pins.
Mike, I'm going to give you a brilliant idea, and I don't want any royalties. All I want is when you make them, I just want one of them. What you do is you do Private Snafu, right? But you do it as COVID.
Oh, okay.
So you do like, he teaches you how to stay 6 feet apart. He teaches you how to wear a mask.
That could work.
I'm telling you, man, it's a brilliant idea. And especially if there's a second wave that comes in, you can do the whole thing over, and that'll definitely sell.
Yeah, that definitely would. The other thing I thought about doing with him is Snafu is a big part of the military, and so is Fubar. So I have some plans for some stories about 2 mercenaries, Snafu and Fubar, who get hired off for various jobs, and they always come out on top, but those around him never come out on top. Like, it'll be like, you gotta go rescue this person. Well, they'll rescue them, but they'll also level like half the city. like
You're so positive.
Huh? Yeah.
You're so positive.
So they always come out on top, but those around them not necessarily will come out on top.
Oh, that's cool though. I like the concept. See, I told you, once you spitball an idea and somehow you just get verbal diarrhea, and then boom, an idea is born.
I am full of ideas. I am not wealthy on time or artistic skills. Like I said,
that takes time. You just watch a YouTube video on how to cheat in the system and do all that, and you don't even need to go to school for it anymore.
I tell everybody my artistic talent peaked about 1st grade.
Nice. Do you still draw the sun in the corner though?
I do.
Yes.
Sometimes with a smiley face.
It's always a smiley face. That's where Teletubbies got it from. They cheater.
But that's one of the reasons
it's still
why.
Valid.
It's one of the reasons why when my old laptop and gaming system died, I didn't buy a gaming system. I bought a Surface tablet, so I can so I can draw off of that and practice drawing.
So how long have you been drawing?
It is. I'll go March.
Huh? Since March?
March, maybe.
Wait, so when I first met you, that's when you started?
Yeah, like I just started, like most of the stuff just started up. Like I said, I worked IT. I'm always no time. I'm dad 95% of the time of the day, and then I get like 4% work, and then I get 1% sleep and occasionally eating.
Yeah, sleeping's overrated.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm just, like I said, just around March is when I started picking up and actually started drawing again and painting figures and doing all this stuff.
That's awesome.
I had no idea. That's literally when I met you.
Yeah.
Hey. So what do you, I forgot to ask because we got sidetracked on it. What's your promotion for this weekend? What are you promoting in your store?
So discount code WebCon gives you 10% off everything.
So it's on all your figures, all your stickers?
Anything in the store is 10% off, and I'm actually running it until the end of the month.
What about your beard? Is it also 10%?
No. My son likes it too much as a handle, so I'm going to keep it.
Fair enough. I tried.
Yeah. And then I do tend to, I have these little sketch cards I had made up, and I don't sketch on them, but my 8-year-old does. And then my fiance, who's a tattoo artist, will draw stuff. So then they just draw a bunch of sketch cards, and then I throw a random sketch card in with every order. I have a couple other cards being made that are, one of them is instructions on how to play Ship Captain Crew, which is an old dice game, but I renamed it to a lab escape where you got to get a key, the disguise, and rescue test subjects. And those won't be printed until September. Probably won't even have them until October. But I like to throw free stuff in with all my orders that I don't tell people about.
I want to know. I want to see this game because I've never heard of this game.
You've never heard of Ship Captain? Okay, let me.
I feel like I
could.
I feel like I've heard it before, but I'm not entirely sure.
Let me find it, and then I will actually do another screen share.
Yeah, no, definitely. Where's my magic assistant? Brianna, we need like music like that. So when I ask and then it magically happens, I feel like there should be like a theme music that goes along with it. Also, it would make me feel better about myself.
So, not a whole lot to see.
My singing.
Because it's a read, but it's 5 dice. You roll the dice. You get 3 rolls. You have to get a 6, a 5, and then a 4. And the original rules were a ship, captain, and crew. This one is blueprints, disguise, and keys.
Mike, hold on. Before you start this, you're literally telling people they want to play CeeLo.
Play what?
You never played CeeLo before?
No.
What? You know the dice game that you always see in the movies where they're throwing dice across the wall?
Oh, okay.
That's CeeLo. It's literally you have to roll a 6, 5, and 4.
Yeah, well, the original game was called Ship Captain Crew, and it's been around forever. So I just
renamed it. New York. Us New Yorkers have to always.
But it's not like I'm charging anybody for this. I just throw this in there free. So.
No, I'm saying we go and mess everything up in New York.
Like there's the front of the card, and then
who's that lovable guy?
And then this is another one I'm throwing in there, and it's a little. You have to get like a dice and like seed beads because this is the size of a baseball card. But this is another one I'm gonna throw in there once it gets printed, and it's a little. You roll the dice and you try to escape this gas.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna host one weekend in WebCon, and I'm taking over, and we're gonna play this game because apparently you play games in WebCon. I hear. I love games, so this is what's gonna happen. Brianna, you have no say in this because you can't talk right now. So I win. But no, it sounds cool. I'm down. I want to.
Cool. I like to throw like free little stuff in there, stuff that makes it easier for them to remember me. Because like, oh yeah, that's the guy that doing the free little game or whatever. So.
What you should do is start throwing in pictures of your dog and saying, "Hey, if only you could have spent $20 more, we could have gotten closer to our goal." You got to learn to market this proper.
No, I do market that on my Instagram, but I don't try to push it too much.
Push it. Everyone loves dogs. Do it. I'll help you. I'll start telling everyone.
No. So we tried on Facebook, finding groups that would, hey, if you have a dog in need, tell us about it. And we came back and said, here, this is what's going on. And then it came back with a bunch of people like, well, why are they charging, for lab work twice? Or why are they charging that? If you go to the vet school, I'm like, this is like a comprehensive knee surgery. I'm not going to go to like some random medical student and go fix my leg. And I don't know. If I take the responsibility, if I have a pet, it's family. So
what you're trying to tell me is if you go to school for 2 days, you can't be a doctor.
But people want me to have my dog have surgery by those people that haven't been in school for 2 days.
So I should cancel my my weekend classes then, because then I can't be a doctor.
No, maybe not.
Damn it! All right, got to find a new career. But yeah, that's cool that you're gonna do. So those games are gonna be, those are gonna be throw-ins in September. You said, right?
They're getting printed. They're being printed along with another card, Mars Attacks, the guy that's doing the actual cards.
Mm-hmm.
They're filling up sheets, so they're like, hey, we have 4 slots on the sheet left. So pay them X amount of dollars to get the sheet. They'll get the printing plates, but when they get them, I'm just gonna throw them in orders.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Just as like free, get my name out there, hand them out, things like that.
Yeah, we're gonna start promoting you a little bit more, but don't worry, we're gonna get you up to 200 followers. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Andrew's gonna be our PR guy now.
Yep.
You know what's crazy is I'm great for promoting everything except my own stuff. I don't know why. I don't know. But yeah.
You must not have to do too much work because I got 1, 2. I see 3 of your pins on my pin wall.
Listen. I got a whole freaking. I converted those. Oh my god, what do you call it? Brain farting over here. You know the drawers that like college students have, the plastic ones. So I finally decided, hey, I should stop selling my pins out of a wine box, because the way I had it set up at Comic-Con, and I shit you not, this is how I set it up. I had all my inventory in a wine box, and it was gridded. You know how like they have 12 bottles in a case? I put all my pins in the box, and people were like, where are you going? And I'm like, grabbing your pin. They're like, dude, this is wine on it. I'm like, yeah, no, there's pins in it. And they're like, are you kidding me? So I was like, you know what, let me break down and actually, build a storage unit for this. So they have these like dividers on Amazon that I found out. They're super cheap. And so now I have all my pins set up, and now I realize I have way too many pins.
I have I think it was Michael's was having a sale where it's this little, they're like bead holders, and then they have a little case that carries them. So there's like 14 of these in the case, and I picked a couple of those to kind of hold my stickers and pins in. I look very professional if I had someplace to actually go and sell it.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping for.
That's what we did. I redid my board. I did the storage unit. I'm all set, and I'm like, oh wait, I have nowhere to go with all this. Gotta love it. But so just to reiterate, your discount is 10% off everything in your store for the rest of the month, correct?
Yep, and I do free shipping.
And free shipping?
As long as it's not in the U.S.
This guy. You're practically giving it away at this point.
No, I figured out how much it costs me to ship everything I have, and
he's practically giving it away.
I am giving it away. It is.
My God. And if you don't help support his dog, you're a communist. Those are his words, not mine. Clearly heard that.
I have called a number of people communists in my life when I was in the military, so I will.
This is a separate part. I'm trying to help you with sales. Stop it. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming out, both you guys. I think we're good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you have any questions or any thoughts or anything?
No, this was fun. Yeah, thanks for having us on.
I appreciate it. Yeah, my crystal ball is telling me to tell you guys to plug all your socials, promote your store, send it to us, and we'll get the word out too. We're in talks. Me and Brianna, we're going to work on something for October, since a lot of the conventions are closed. We're going to try to do an even bigger con. And so if you want to be part of it, if you know anyone that wants to be a part of it, feel free to send them our way. And hopefully we can do this again even better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
But thank you guys for taking the time out. I appreciate it. And enjoy. Hopefully we get a bunch of sales.
That's the plan.
Nice meeting you guys. I'll see you later.
All right.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.